Before you click away thinking that your cart flow is okay, let me show you why our cart flow generated 20% of this entire store's revenue just from the cart flow. So I'm going to show you how this works so that you can copy and paste this inside of your klaviyo and generate a lot more sales. So number one, we need to make sure that your events tracking is correct. You need to understand that there is two different metrics. You have the checkout started and you have the added to cart. A lot of brands don't actually have this metric inside of their email software, which means it's not getting tracked and you are not able to retarget these people. So here's what I'm talking about. If a customer goes to your product page and they click on add to cart, okay, and then they dip and leave your website, you will not be able to retarget those guys if you don't have this metric set up properly. And the easiest way to check is by simply just go to klaviyo, click on metrics, and you want to look for added to cart. If it doesn't exist, that means it's not set up. But if you do see it, click on it and make sure that you can see metrics happening, okay? All right, in this case, like you can see in November, 147 people added to cart. If yours says 0 all the way, that means it's not being tracked. So what you want to do is simply go to integrations, Shopify, and make sure that this is set up properly, okay? New tracking features have been added. You can now track customer behavioral events, okay? Click on get started for this, set it up so that you can start tracking those people as well. And once this is done, we can now move on to the email content strategy. So first of all, a quick breakdown of why this works. So as you can see, there's a lot of emails inside of this flow. A lot of brands only have like 2 emails. Like, what are you doing? These guys are your highest intent visitors, okay? They've made it to the last step just before purchasing. They've added to cart and also started checking out. So you can send a lot of emails to these guys because you've got a valid reason. They've shown a lot of interest, okay? So you can have 10 emails, that's fine. So first of all, the first email, it's a simple acknowledgement. You let them know the cart is here. You're going to show them the cart in the hero section of the email. I'm going to show you how to build that in a second. Have a simple button that says return to cart. And the bottom of the email, just answer the question, why should they buy from you? All right? It can be an us versus them. It can be just a list of your USPs. Basically, just answering why they should buy from you. Next, you've got this email. It's a very short plain text email, okay, and you want to give them a discount. Now, do not give out your best discount yet, all right? If you can give 15% off, do not give out 15% off from the start of this flow. Instead, stick to 10% because we are going to use a little psychological trick to get more sales towards the end of the flow. For the second email of the flow, keep it simple. Say, hey, you can read the copy yourself. I'm also going to add these email templates inside of the description. You can also find them inside of our school community, all right? Second email is a plain text email, super simple, giving them a discount. Third email, this one is going to be a designed email that lets them know your cart is waiting, give them a discount again and show some proof. Third email, you want to handle an objection, all right? You should know what's your most common objection. It can be the price, it can be slow shipping, it can be any other reason. You should know what are the main objections. Pinpoint that objection and you want to handle it upfront. For example, this brand had slow shipping and we turned the slow shipping into a positive, all right? That's a psychological trick where we are upfront, hey, we don't have fast shipping, but here is why. When you do that, you come across as more honest and people trust you more. And when they trust you more, they buy from you. They are more likely to buy from you, right? I'm not going to read the entire email. This is a very high converting email, right? You can just drop this into Claude or ChatGPT inside of the school community. I also teach you how you can properly use AI to make high converting emails. Just drop this into ChatGPT, use the prompt I give you inside of that school community and tell AI to customize it for your brand and for your objection. Next, you have a very creative angle. It's a figurative angle as if taste buds are calling them, right? And you can use a GIF if you can make GIFs. Next email again is a follow-up, all right? This one is optional. It's kind of repetitive. It's again a creative angle. And as you can see, the artwork here isn't some world-class type design work. The main thing is simplicity, all right? You want to communicate properly, make sure it's visible. And this is a pattern interrupt. Like, nobody does this. Your customers have received so many emails about cart abandonment. Nobody does this type of stuff, all right? This creative angles. Again, give them a discount, show them the product again that was inside of the cart. And you want to, again, have content about why they should buy from you. In this case, they are showing how the products are being made, and then it's just plain text emails. But guess what? This is where we actually capture the most carts. That's why we recover the most carts. So here is a little trick. Inside of this plain text email, we say, hey, we gave you a discount, but you haven't used it. Here is an even bigger discount. This for some sort of reason, even though we could have given them 15% off from the beginning, because we gave them 10% off and then gave them a little extra, now the offer seems a lot more enticing and they feel more special, and now they are more likely going to recover the cart. This angle works great. Make sure you use it. And then the email after that just follows up on the discount, letting them know if they have any questions, let us know. And then finally, the last email email, you want this to go out on a Saturday, and I'm going to show you how to set it up inside of Klaviyo so that you make sure it goes out on a Saturday. When you mention the day and you sound human, it just makes the emails sound less automated and more timely, as if it was written on a Saturday and it was sent on a Saturday. So they're just more likely to be open to reading it because it just sounds more human, right? Again, all of these emails are going to be inside of the description so that you can copy and paste them, so that you can customize them and add them inside of your email sending platform. Now, how do we set this up? Very easy. Let me show you how it's done. So you just want to go to flow, create flow, build your own. Let's first make the cart flow. All right. So people who add to cart and then leave. Next, we are going to make the checkout flow. That's where people add to cart and proceed to checkout and then leave. All right. So first we've got the cart flow. Create flow, go to all triggers, metric, look for added to cart. That's that, save, confirm. And then here, you just want to drop the emails like I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is the flow. All right. At first have a time delay of 2 hours. Then we got the email. Then we got 22 hours, email again. I'm not going to keep saying it. As you can see on the screen, just copy and paste, right? And you just want to add an email. You can do 1 email a day, all right? Again, don't worry about coming across as spammy. You have a great product and these are your highest intent potential customers, all right? It's okay for you to send them 1 email a day. And just remember, for the last email, you want to send it on a Saturday. So make sure you do 1 day and then delay until a specific day of the week and you select Saturday. And then you can drop in your last email. And in between this, you can just copy, you can just clone a time delay of 1 day and keep building. That's the basic structure, okay? Now for the flow triggers, you want to have a few. So if you just do edit, all right, so I'm not gonna say them verbatim. You can just see on the screen, just copy and paste these. Okay, copy and paste. As for this one, you can ignore this one. That's something custom to our agency. Just copy the rest. Okay, and this is it. What this basically does is it makes sure that if someone placed an order, they don't get the email. If someone started the checkout, they don't get this email because we want them to get the other flow. Now this was the added to cart flow. Now let's make the checkout flow. Very similar process. Just write checkout flow, create flow, all metrics, all triggers, metric. Look for checkout started. All right, checkout started. Click save, confirm, and again, everything is the same as the cart flow, all right? The time delays, the build, etc. The only difference is going to be the flow filters. So inside of the checkout flow, just copy these settings, okay? Place order 0 times. Yeah, just copy these settings, all right? I'm not going to go into what the difference is between both because you don't need to know. Just copy these settings. And yeah, you've now set up the flows. I'm assuming you know how to build emails. If you don't, there is a video about it inside of the school community. It's this one, how to implement emails in Klaviyo. And now finally, one thing a lot of brand owners don't know how to do, and a lot of YouTubers, not YouTubers, a lot of agency owners and email marketers try and overcomplicate this on YouTube, right? Because they want you to hire them just to set this up. And what I'm talking about is the dynamic block where the cart actually shows. It's actually very simple. You don't have to know any technical stuff. All you need to do is click on create flow. You're going to look for Klaviyo's template for the cart flow. Okay, that was a test account. Let me go to a real account. Yeah, just look for cart. Okay, and as you can see here, Shopify added to cart trigger. Just click here, make sure it's added to cart, use this template, and same for checkout, abandoned checkout, where the metric is checkout started. Use this template, and all we want to do is steal the block that is already set up. So here, this is the block. Okay, you can change the fonts if you want, but all we need been done, and it shows the card of the person, right? All you need to do to save this is click on save as universal asset, call it checkout block, and then you can simply reuse this inside of the emails that you built inside your flows. But just make sure you use the checkout block for the checkout flow and you use the cart block for the cart flow, because these are 2 different metrics. So the dynamic blocks are different. Just make sure you steal them from the 2 different flows, from Klaviyo's template flows. And yeah, this is basically it. If you have any questions, drop them down below. I will try my best to answer them.